Alright, the tits! Snake Fang! Blindsiding tweet. Oh man. Serpent Spear puncturing arm. And reversal tip. So, the thing with it is that both of them, Death Right Venom. So it's gonna be, when they get a critical hit, lose a stack. Instead of 10 plus speed, it's trits now. And when losing stacks to this effect, they gain offensive or defensive or down. But in exchange, nothing says here about consuming stacks instead of Ruptured Talent. So the enemies will still lose Ruptured Talent on traits. So, it is quite unfortunate. But the Serpentine Arm is their thing. And Death Right Venom is affected on the second coin. Or second still. And then both of the still frees reduce the count of Death Right Venom. So that's quite a lot. So since this one has reduced Death Right Venom on target, on crit reduced Death Right Venom, and on hit inflict Death Right Venom. It's just insane. Oh, I don't think it's gonna be seen too well here. Let me just there, now you can see it even less. Oh, it's freaking. I'll zoom in. All right, but then Dane Poise Talent next turn of Serpent Arm. Base still attacks as Ruptured Dane Poise, turn and lose stack. And in this one, you're supposed to kill Dregger off. It says it will give probably Poise a substituting identity at the earliest deployment order. So the 7th one, if this guy dies, the 7th one will get it, I guess. And then if target Death Right Venom, deal more damage for 13 arm on self. If target reduces Death Right Venom, that's 0 Zac, then pierce damage up next turn. That's really just for the still free. Or maybe an ego like Lantern. And then Rhodia is, yeah, it's all slash, then a pierce still free. It's not saying what type of reversal tick is. Probably, what's a tick? Probably blunt, right? It's a boring passive, just deal more damage for Serpent Arm with Death Right Venom on target. Whenever special being inflicts rupture to enemy, inflict offensive or down, defensive or down next turn. So standard stuff there. And then this one inflicts rupture count if they have Serpent Arm. This one inflicts more potency. So this one to destroy, count destroy. So you might want, and the Trashable Dart doesn't inflict any count. So unlike the Mal branch, where if you're using Otis and you only have still ones, you could use a rupture neutral defense still. For these two, that's not an option. So you would hopefully have some egos, but Snake Fang. Torn power for every X, so Poise potency, targets rupture potency, inflict rupture count, and Dane Poise out. Same thing over here. So you would always want the Trash Rifter's Gluttony still too. Of course, Gluttony. It's all for Tailsman Sinclair, man. Need that 4x res or higher for Tailsman, man. But and fix Death Right Venom, Dane Serpent Arm, same, and they both have reused coin as well. So it's a free coin for Flash, and then if they did crit on the last coin, it can reuse. Wait, no, it needs a poison mount. Never mind. The trait is just for Serpent Arm. Alright. Unfocused Volley. Oh, now we are talking Unfocused Volley. So they just introduced us with Artor Pong Wu. So that means it'll go to random targets. Okay, so they torn power for every X. So it seems Poise potency and main target's rupture potency. Then Trash power equals Serpent Arm on self. Unused Dane's Serpent Arm. Trash inflict rupture count on all targets. And then Dane Poise count, Dane Poise, inflict rupture count, and reduce Death Right Venom on target. On crit reuses coin once. So this will target teammates, I'm pretty sure. If I don't, let's open it. I don't have Artor Pongus here. Where is it? Artor Pongwu. Okay, so Unfocused Volley will still only attack if it doesn't have it in Indiscriminate. So if it has Indiscriminate, it will target allies. So this will just target the enemies then. So that's one thing going for it, I guess. But if it has multiple parts, it might it could potentially, well, rupture count on all targets does sound good on paper, but how much? Also with the Death Right Venom on target. So if it has multiple parts and you're trying to you have stacked rupture on one part normally, except for doing your EXP or Fed Revictations, having that last toin go onto the part that doesn't have rupture on it or no rupture next to none is not ideal, you know. And can the Death Rights be stacked? They have multiple Death Rights on the target too. It's another question. They only see, so it doesn't say any limiters, but okay, yeah. But I think my main problem is the defense still. Actually, no rupture talent, so and then no poise. You only get poise for toin power, but there's nothing to help you keep the poise. Because not only will that if it tricks that uses a poise talent, but you use poise talent until its turn ends still. So I don't think these are going to be two poise. Poise Dane poise talent on Flash win only, and this one's just poise potency. So that's similar to like Blade Winners Merceau, where Blade Winners Merceau only gets enough poise talent for all of his toins for still 1 and 2, but of course lose 1 at turn end and any tricks. And he doesn't need any on his still free or hit you and my flesh from their bones. But and then over here, poise talent on use, trash win, frick rupture, and then at a certain amount of poise reuse toin. Then gain poise talent on here, but if I go back to here, deal more damage for poise. Yes, this one doesn't need any more. Yeah, oh, target has X rupture gain poise, just potency. That's just potency, no talent. This one does gain some talent on the unfocused volley. And gain poise and frick rupture. Yeah, so. But of course that has multiple toins to it. Well, this one's a single toin one. So then the poise is always an issue in the same field. You're going to want to have Nebulizer, you know, like any of the Heishou or Foss. That's really why they made them. They made poise that unsustainable in wild tits, so they could sell you egos later on. Or they didn't plan that far ahead. You know they didn't. Okay, now time to do the other stuff. I was strictly go through it. Sorry, I went through it before. See, branch striker. Yep. And then they changed to the increase the level thing. So people who somehow buy the EXP weekly packs or monthly packs, don't know why you would, but they increased it. Oh, imagine! Wait. 61.99. So that's USD. What? Not. Oh man, that's expensive as hell. For how many tickets you're saying? Did you know it takes about 70 or so, or more than that now, to increase someone to level 50, or now 55 now? That's basically nothing. Oh man, what? Who supports these practices? Is that 30 more level 3 ones? No. Yep, Ego Strike carryover, main pass. Yep. And of course, it's just for people who just want the one pass. But if you have your, first purchase bonus, just buy a bigger pack. I bought like the $30 one, and that covers me for next few passes. All right, so just at that, there's a double lunancy where it's worth it, and you're fine. And here's the Heishou pack Shy Brants bundles for growth and target. Don't know why you would roll for them. But you can just shard them later. It's not like they'll be needed. Versus this if you want the special banner. So here's the thing. The normal pass is 1,300, but if you pay more than double, so 1,400, you get a special banner and a level boost ticket and 10 levels. Man, who... You just buy another pass with that money later down the line. It doesn't seem worth it just for a banner, alright? How funny you think that Seagull banner was it really worth it in the end? Think to yourself that. And then here we have the swapping over. So Season 5 stuff will no longer be available in the dispenser. Season 5 event won't be available at all. So... And then all Season 5 Egos are now available in Dispenser. And all Season 4 stuff, Season 4 event are now available normally. So, bug fixes. So the restricted target effect applied to allies. Wow, and then Tutumu Rodion actually trashed the game. If you activate your combat passive up tie 2 specifically. Instead of acting Sophia's tactor, trash the dame. Wow, how did that happen? Change the even if that too, so activate when mean passive conditions. Remove the unnecessary text in the pop-up when it appears when updating LCB centers ID at update 2. Passive are unlocked update 1. So remove text while unlocking new combat passive. Known issues. The links don't work. 300 lunacy. That's all you get. Alright, and that's it. Well, I've been Wavium. I had to re-record this because I didn't have my audio input capture on, so I'm a bit, not in a good mood right now, alright? Having to re-record an entire video is tiring, huh? I've been Wavium, bye.